Hey there! So today we have another review. This is an older one. So actually, I've been holding on to this one. This is from Hop Butcher. This is called Minted. Minted? Franjo? What? I think it's called Minted, but then for some reason it's called Franjo over here. Anyway, Holiday Imperial Stout, brewed with chocolate, Franjo mint oil. So Franjo is the brand, collaboration. I've actually had this for quite a while. It's been over a year. Over a year I've had this. But just never really thought to have a chance of trying out an Imperial Stout with like, all this other stuff in it. But thought it's about time. So don't know why I'm doing this in spring instead of like Christmas or something like that. But saw it in my fridge and I was like, oh, you know what? Well, I saw it in my like beer area, and I was like, well, just throw it in the fridge and like let's find some time to have it, and why not now? So 10.5 Imperial Stout with again chocolate and Franjo mint oil. I'll look up this Franjo product, but beer is pitch black, really nice looking beer, very very dark pouring out of the can. Wonderful like medium plus brown head on that, very very dark. This is about as dark as stout beer head gets, right? Yep. So, despite it being aged for a year, it definitely gets Franjo mint oil. I just love the name Franjo. I don't know. Frango? Maybe it's Frango. But it's it actually hits exactly a few things I like, but specifically, it smells like Andes. Yeah, it smells like Andes. Those like chocolates, little thin skinny guys, like rectangular skinny guys. I like those. Throw them in the freezer. Absolutely delicious. I also highly recommend if you get peppermint patties. Do they make those anymore? I never see peppermint patties anymore. But one of my favorite little like treats when I was on a like heavy diet was just having those little circle ones and throwing them in the freezer, and almost creates this kind of like mint ice cream kind of like product without like the intense amount of calories that comes with like candy and chocolate and ice cream and all that other stuff. But yeah, just smells like chocolate and a lot of mint. Toothpastey as well, right? I know why I'm cracking this one for myself, but hey, why not? So I imagine the Frango has diminished quite a bit. It really doesn't smack up front too hard. A little bit of tingly minting, a little bit of that kind of green flavor up front. The chocolate's actually quite nice, but it definitely makes the beers pretty sludgy. The beer generally pretty sludgy. It's obviously leaning a little bit more pastry-ish. It's a little bit like sludgy, kind of like chocolate manner. That's the problem I find with chocolate. Like it tends to just over sweeten and over chocolatefy the beer. I find that like the chocolate flavor in the rose can really go really far just from malts, and just does like an extra oomph. So it does push more chocolate flavor, but I feel like would this be fine with just the mint oil? I think so. So despite the thickness and the intensity of the beer, it actually has a little bit of drinkability to it. The beer doesn't end up cloying too much, but it is definitely a generally cloying beer. This for me in general is probably anywhere from a 5 to 6 ounce beer. I wouldn't recommend most people going way too much further with that. It is a big guy. But the sweetness is a little bit rough for me too. This is definitely on the pastrier side. Yeah, as you wait more, it's just smacking with sugar and sugar and sugar. Um, can you make this beer a little bit more balanced? Yeah, I would argue that you can have the impact of flavor, but maybe hit it at like 8%, 9%, cut out a little bit of chocolate, push back on a little bit of the sweetness, and I think you could get a really tasty beer that like exemplifies the mint character and all that other stuff. Granted, the mint oil has obviously died down after sitting, around in my house for like, a year plus. So that's not ideal. I think, or I suspect this beer would be more balanced with that, more complexity of mint. Instead, you get a big chocolate stout, big sludgy chocolate stout. Is it bad? No. I've definitely had worse, but yeah. It's good. It's good. This would be a nice holiday sipper. Again, without that really big punch of the mint, I find this beer just a little bit two note, right? Like a little bit of mint and then big sweet chocolate flavors and a little bit overly dominating. So I guess that's my fault. But what I have in the glass here, I don't know what it tastes like before, but what I have in the glass here, I'm gonna give a solid rating of like an 84. I just wish it was more minty, but that's also my fault. So I never knew where the mint was in the first place, so maybe that's my fault. Well, obviously that's my fault. So I don't know where the mint was in the first place, but it's very sludgy, a little bit sweet, very big. But maybe that was the goal. So who knows? Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.